Hello, and welcome to our discussion on Psalm 91, a powerful message from God about His protection and care for His people. This psalm is a beautiful reminder of God's faithfulness and His promise to be our refuge and fortress in times of trouble. So, let's dive into this psalm and see what it has to say about God's message of protection. Verse 1, 2. The psalm begins with a powerful statement about the nature of God's protection. It says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." This verse reminds us that if we trust in God and seek shelter in Him, we will find rest and safety in His shadow. Verse 3, 4. The psalmist continues by describing the ways in which God will protect His people. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. This verse paints a beautiful picture of God's care for us, like a mother bird protecting her young. Verse 5, 8. The psalmist then goes on to describe the dangers that we may face in this world, but reassures us that God will protect us from them. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This verse reminds us that no matter what dangers may come our way, God is with us and will protect us from harm. Verse 9, 10. The psalmist then encourages us to continue to trust in God for protection. If you say, "The Lord is my refuge," and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. This verse reminds us that when we trust in God, we can have peace and security in the midst of any storm. Verse 11, 13. The psalmist then speaks of the angels that God sends to protect us. "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent." This verse reminds us that God has a host of angels at His disposal to protect and care for us. Verse 14, 16. The psalm ends with a beautiful promise from God. "Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation." This verse reminds us that when we trust in God and call on His name, He will be with us always, protecting us and guiding us through life. So, Psalm 91 is a powerful reminder of God's message of protection and care for His people. No matter what dangers or troubles we may face in life, God promises to be our refuge and fortress, our protector and provider. So, let us put our trust in Him, seek shelter in Him, and call on His name, for He is faithful to answer and to be with us in all circumstances. Thank you for joining us today, and may God bless you and keep you safe always.